What's good? You rocking with your boys, all rights reserved. Now, you know I'm moving in emotion, taking care of business. Like I always learned from the hater, you take care of your business first. And that's one of the things that we're going to portray and we're going to move through the audience. Again, I'm also marketing and moving things. Shout to Notification Gang. Shout to everyone else who rocks with my videos that consistently comes through the channel. And we about to get into it. So, I've been doing some research aside from it. I won't get to the commenter research because I actually have some things going on and I didn't bring my documents. But the one thing we're going to talk about today, it has to do with the whole scenery and also when I talked about relations. So this is going to be a mashup of ideas and different things, and we're just going to go over the evidence that we occurred. Now, again, I seen what commenters say. I'm going to hold off on some things you guys mentioned because I like giving credit to the commenters. If you leave a comment below on your thoughts on what happened with the incident, what could have happened, any relative information, I always try and give credit when I catch a commenter. It's like the first commenter I see that mentions it, I always give the credit to him. So going into the story and understanding all that happened, let's think about this. So I listened to Tentacion's song once again. I've listened to his music previously, but this time I went through it objectively multiple times to understand it. The song said, now the thing is, I hear what he's saying. He's speaking about offing himself, and this is just a clear overview because his heart's broken and he's in a situation. And this is actually in response to those commenters that were quoting his lyrics and then saying, see, you wanted to go. What I'm saying is that wasn't the issue. That wasn't the situation. The thing about this was, the reason he's speaking about this is because he's young. Now, why am I saying this because he's young? Well, it's a very simple thing. The reason he's saying this is because he's young is because he probably is forced into money and power. He ran to it real fast. He didn't expect it, but he doesn't realize that there's an art to not only speaking to women, but getting to know women. Shout the man mindset and how those guys work, Mr. Lucario. There is information you're able to gain to understand not only how to speak to women, but to not only put them at ease, but to literally approach any woman that may be the apple of your eye. And there's a certain way of approach. There's a certain way of speaking. There's a certain way of interacting. Now, my thing is, I looked into the women that he was involved with, and off-brand, objectively from what I've seen, they had a few ratchet things up there. You get what I'm saying? So their mindset wasn't even in a mature motion for us to consider them as any entity or any type of parallel power to bring growth to his life. If you're with a woman that's not bringing growth to your life, that isn't doing the better things of life to make herself better, it's not going to empower you. I honestly, objectively, don't see how these women could have empowered them. Look at their lifestyles, watch their Instagrams, watch their Twitter. It explains a lot about their character. And that's part of what I'm saying. There's a certain brand of character you want to bring around you when you're making that much money, when you're doing certain things. If she's not helping to empower you, then what is she there for? Now, I know this is kind of crazy, and, you know, a lot of people are going to take it some kind of way, but I'm not telling you to be picky in a sense or say she should be giving me money. It's not about that. It's about character. What does her character involve in helping to uplift you to become a better person? And I'm glad that I've been able to have those type of things in my life, and I currently have someone who does help to empower me in things. You know, shout to her. Talk to her here and there, but she knows I'm busy, and we talk to each other on breaks, but she knows we're both working towards something. That's what it's about. And my thing is, if your mind's not centered around these type of things, growing as a man, growing as a woman, looking to a man to lead, you know what I mean? These are things that can't be taught. If he's not a man, he's not going to be a man. And like Star says, most males aren't men. And that's completely fact. And to be real with you, until I actually learned a lot of different things, I didn't realize that. Not that I wasn't a man or nothing, but I didn't realize how many men aren't really men or are just males. And that's the thing. So even as a woman, you don't want a male around, you want a man around. That doesn't mean he pays for everything and does all that, but he knows some form of leadership, and he's not a simp with his leadership. So my thing My thing is, it's all about the growth of the mind. If they're not growing your mind, you're not doing anything. And that's basically what's key. So when I see the video said, and then I examine the women he's involved with, I get why he's sad. Because even if you involve yourself with these type of women, it doesn't matter what they do or how good they screw you. It's all about what is she doing with herself to become an entity you can respect, to become someone that you can counterintuitively count on when you're in situations. So all of these things play a part of growth. If growth is downloaded to a level of, let's say, just how well she interacts in the bedroom, it's not going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. That's because if you're consistently having to give to make her grow, you're going to end up losing everything. And in my mind, even though he had those millions, listen, he was on the brink of losing everything mentally, because there was no mental stimulation that I could see from their interactions online. Now, offline, he could have had one of them girls that was different, acted different, wasn't bougie and all about his money. But even then, what is she bringing to the table? See, even if you do have a woman, she needs to bring her own money to the table. But as a man, if she can't hold you down in times when you're stressed out and you're hurt and you're feeling sad to the point suicide's even contemplated, why is she there? These are all factors that's not understood and that a lot of men don't get. And the thing is, the reason it's messed up is because the males that can't build themselves to become men. Honestly, here's what it is. The reason a relationship messes up is because the man did something wrong. You can doubt me, you can say whatever, but usually it's because the man did something wrong. It's not because of her. Because if you're really a leader, it shouldn't matter what she does. And you should be able to check her and put her in place if she's doing something crazy. Now, I'm not with abuse. And I feel if you really got to put your hands on a woman, you're not a man in the first place. You never were. And you don't have the leadership it takes to lead a woman. That's why you're so hurt. That's why you're so sad. And that's objectively looking at the situations. But my thing is, he was of man age, but did he have the guidance and the proper people in his life to help him become a man? Like, anyone could get of age to be a man, but do you have the guidance to help you act like a man? That means I don't have to tee off on her. Because if you're a real man, you know for a fact that if it gets to that point, you could just go find another girl. And if you can't do that, you need to recheck your leadership. See how it swings back around to being a man? And most males don't get that. You don't get that. And that's part of why I decided to kick that to y'all today. Because my thing is, dudes want to put their hands on women, beat women down. It's just weak. It's weak. There's no reason for it. You have to develop your own mind before you can physically harm someone to help change theirs. Look, here's how I put it to you. If your words aren't strong enough to sway how she acts, if your words aren't strong enough to have her do certain things a certain way, or if she doesn't respect you enough to honor your words and listen to what you have to say, you're just a male. You're just a male. You're not a man. Until you get that through your head, we're going to consistently have problems as males. All of us are males. But becoming a man is something else. It's not about what you have or what you're getting, how big your bank is. Even though those things are nice, it's all about how you develop yourself, how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you interact. If you can't build those things, and if you can't get strong in your mind to make those things develop, to become someone who's greater in life, you don't have anything. I'm just kicking it real to you. These are things I picked up off of my own mentors. And if this makes no sense to you, go out and find a mentor. Like I said, if you want to look at how to speak, how to develop yourself, go through the Star Report. Check out the Star Report, 7 a.m. every morning. Check out Mr. Locario's channel. Check out the Man Mindset website, the channel. Come on. It's time for a different generation of males to step up and develop into men. There's a certain mentality you take to situations that'll help build who you are, that'll help build your character, help build your brand, and everything you're aiming to accomplish. Again, I'm going to be at the normal spot a little later. I'm just rocking out at a different spot because I'm getting business done. But handling your life business and different things you got to get together, these are all factors that most males can't get through their head. So my thing is, I know it seemed like I was coming harsh at men, but I know my population of men is at a higher level. So I said to myself, let me release something to help men develop. Stop putting your hands on women, yo. I'm just telling y'all, you catching charges for no reason. Just get your head together, find out where in your mind your leadership is, what you need to build and fix on yourself, and learn to lead. These are things that people can't get through their mind. Learn to lead. And women, stop supporting a male. If you want a man, start acting like a real woman to get a man. Don't just accept that. You accept everything. If I'm coming up kicking it to you a certain way, learn to see a male from a man. That's my thing. You guys just let any old thing in your life and then expect things to go a certain way. Listen, women, you cannot build a male into a man. You can't do that. So if you're trying to fix someone, if you're trying to do it, listen, he should have been searching out the training to become a real man. You can't do that. If he's still having trouble on figuring out what a man is, then he's never going to figure it out. Never. He has to want to in his mind, because everybody wants to lead and call themselves the man. But what actions are you taking to develop yourself to actually be that? It's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to walk as it. And it's not about having a bunch of things being financially sound in every way. It's about how you speak and how you act. These are things you must get through your head in order, and this would literally improve society for real. But I'm going to get back at y'all. I got things to take care of. All rights reserved.